everyone, and welcome back to Fate Strange Fake. Today we are doing episode 8, I think. Yeah, 8. But there was also episode 0, so it's like the 9th episode we're watching. Yeah, wow, that's a lot of episodes that we're in. You know, it's one of those series that like it simultaneously feels like we're still really early in the series, like this should be episode 3, but also there's so much that's happened in this episode, that in every episode, that it also feels like episode 13, you know? But I'm really excited to jump into this. Something that is kind of relieving and kind of surprising to me is, like, you know, there's a lot of you who are enjoying this reaction series, and I love that. Thank you so much for joining me on this reaction series. Like, going into this series, I was like excited but nervous, because I was like, this series is gonna be like a huge new Fate series, and so there's gonna be like a lot of people who know a lot more about this than I do, and I'm gonna miss so much stuff, and people very well might get quite angry because I feel like it tends to be with Fate stuff. There's so much information, and people, whether or not they expect you to have all the information, I'm not sure, but people definitely are like, you missed this and this and this and this generally with Fate stuff, right? And then they'll like explain to you, you know, that this like really complex thing that maybe was only explained in the original text, or was explained in the show but was like so shrouded in so much other stuff that it's really hard to get it out of it. And I kind of expected that to be like everything in this series, like everyone's explaining everything to me constantly. But actually, a lot of the time I'm doing my speculations and stuff, and I'm talking about things, and then a lot of the time people are like, yeah, like you're that's supposed to be a mystery, so that's fine. Which I like. I really like. Genuinely, I really like when comments are like, that thing that you're not sure that, like, that you don't know and you're nervous about it, you're not supposed to know it. It's all good, you know? Like people said that about like Ryder's Master, for example, is I'm like, I don't know who Ryder's Master is. Like, that's one of the only things I don't have written down here, and people are like, yeah, you're not supposed to know. So, so that's great. So like stuff like that is very good. I much prefer if there's something that hasn't been said in the anime, like explicitly said in the anime, for you just to tell me it hasn't been said, because that's like, so that like I'd rather that than people say like, well, in the light novel they confirm that blah 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 blah. I don't really want to know what they confirm in the light novel. It might come up in the anime, and it might not. I can find out after the anime's finished if that's the case. But anyway, I just want to applaud you guys, because I feel like it's a series that would be really easy to like sit down and tell me, hey, you need to know all of this information, and you want to like get out everything you know about it, but people aren't doing that as much with this series, which I really appreciate. Anyway, I'm looking forward to jumping into more episodes. By the way, the one thing people did remind me of is that they have explicitly said a few times that Enkidu is Lancer. So I've written that down in my main notes now. I should no longer be like, when I'm going through all of my notes in each discussion, saying I don't know what class Enkidu is. So Enkidu is Lancer, which means that Ryder is Mr. Black, the Mr. Black guy that we don't know who it is. So yeah. I'm excited to jump into this now. Make sure to support this video, and also, if you don't know, I've just started Naruto reactions on my channel. If you are interested in Naruto stuff at all, go check out my Naruto reactions, which just started on this channel, and they're 10 episodes ahead on my Patreon account. I'm really enjoying it, so I would like, if you enjoy that sort of stuff, go check it out. Anyway, let's jump into this. This is Fate Strange Fake episode 8. Here we go.
That child is going to destroy the family magecraft.
Oh?
I swear I have no child named Flat.
Oh, that's Flat.
He never even existed.
Well, that's sad already.
What is wrong with your face?
He's smiling. Well, it's a sad smile.
In an order that ignores its intended functions. Caring about the ends while neglecting the means is an immature thought process.
Right, he's smiling, but it's a fake smile, is what you're saying.
And alter your way of thinking. Children should never need to fake smiles.
These fashion choices are very
He's a weird cowboy outfit. I like it.
I might be inclined to agree. If the situation called for us to infiltrate
a cattle ranch.
Cowboys.
Yeah. Fun. I hope we focus more on Flat and Jack the Ripper this time, because I like Jack the Ripper.
It's
hard to believe this is really happening.
Ooh, look at that sword.
And I'm still wrapping my head around the American government in a conspiracy with mages. What is...
That's the impression I gave off? Really?
I mean, yeah, you're always so smiley.
On the off chance something happens,
Oh.
I'm fairly certain these are good people.
They are.
But even so, this is how I've lived my life.
You've been very cautious.
Also, that assassin girl.
Hmm.
That experience, it was...
Why don't you start by telling
Ah,
me
yeah,
why
this
you go
guy.
so
We got this
far
guy's
to
full name. I
fight?
can't remember it off the top of my head.
All of us here are the police. Our job is to save as many people as possible, under any and all conditions. Death is part of the risk.
I like all their designs.
The way you're glorifying things.
And what about the enormous mansion that you built?
Are you trying to say that my work's a glorification? Over-glorified protagonists seeing their will through is actually something that ends up selling well.
Yeah, and rightly so, I
It's a
think.
trick to the gimmick, kid. But I'll give you all the gory details later.
But I don't understand.
John Wingard.
John
28
Wingard, that's what
years
his name is, yeah.
Second son. A terrorist attack on a plane cost him his mother. So he became a police officer. An aspiration born of not wanting
He knows
anybody
everything about
else
you.
to end up. That won't stop me from glorifying you. If revenge is what you're after, truth be told, I originally had
Castor's voice actor is so
praise
good.
of Marvels, tired of seeing nothing but boring tragedies.
Please don't know.
But
So,
one day I saw a tragedy called Hamlet.
okay, so
It was
you're
unlike anything I'd
you're
ever
not
seen in my
Shakespeare,
life. It overwhelmed me.
but you were inspired by
That story
Shakespeare.
became one of my... Broke the original work into pieces and rewrote the whole thing, incorporating his own interpretation.
Right.
And I got all weak in the knees. What I witnessed was truly nothing more than a wannabe Hamlet.
It's good you watched it in the order that you did
Despite
then.
that wannabe work of art. I
Uh-huh.
won't let anyone deny that reality.
That's true. I like
What
that.
they call it, but the passion packed inside there was the real deal.
Uh-huh,
That's all
agreed.
there is to it.
So who are you?
Phantasms I create are fake. But the passion, such a thing should be no problem for the likes of you, right?
I really liked that speech from like a writing perspective.
Release me! I'm innocent!
Still you.
What did he get in trouble for? Just being dressed weirdly?
A police officer and a woman in a dress appeared
Oh,
and disappeared.
right. The police officer's
That's
Jack.
what the report
Right?
said. I'm certain that man should be off duty today. Good. By the way,
Oh, you're not Jack?
just who the hell are you?
Oh, holy shit! Whoa! Orlando's really perceptive.
I want to know where your beliefs lie.
He doesn't have a crazy amount of them.
I believe in nothing.
Yeah.
Then you don't have a god that you offer up your prayers to?
No, I doubt it.
When I've yet to receive even a hint of a god's favor.
Oh.
When it comes to this god thing you're talking about, I'm at a loss.
I
That's
see.
a pretty honest answer,
My apologies for
seemingly.
making you confront such harsh memories.
Assassin's
You are different
interesting.
from- Because you have yet to discover what is worth believing in.
Like, she's so harsh, and then she can
Present,
move to
I
soft
have no right to speak of fate.
quickly.
However,
Ah, you surprised me,
Watch
my
is
boy.
loving watching all this.
Like the charming swindler. It can't be love at first sight, can it?
That would be awesome.
No, not at all.
What is the meaning of this? This action you're taking.
You're Jack.
Is it a form of workplace harassment?
Your impression of Vera is excellent, I'll give you.
You still doubt me?
Now, how do you?
The real Vera is headed to the monitoring room.
An IC chip in the neck. It's something so complicated that it cannot be copied immediately.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, Flat.
able to figure out
Flat was there. Oh shit. Oh shit. Whoa. Whoa. This is awesome. Oh my god, he subdued them. Flat, you're insane.
Police station system.
But Flat just wants to be friends with
Lower
people,
your
right?
weapon. Please, Police Chief Orlando Reeve. Roughly 40% of this police
Whoa.
station's point.
Just enough of your powers to gain an advantage when it comes to negotiation.
This is awesome. I love seeing Flat be
Mafia
like do
enjoys
something
that tactic
awesome.
as well.
I surprised you. Sorry about that. We came here to file a report.
Okay, great.
Talk to you later.
I thought those two looked similar.
It's just as Mr.
So they're
Ascaris
related.
explained to us.
Without first checking off all other available possibilities.
Good.
We reserve that choice as a last resort.
Oh, that's so good to hear. If you guys had agreed with my suggestion from the get-go, I wouldn't have been able to.
Good.
join
I was
forces.
wondering why Flat
So
was
all of that
suggesting
some
that.
Sort of test.
Yes, I'm sorry.
I'll be forced to make her face the barrel of my gun.
Well,
Right.
there are other options
Proving yourself
first.
by telling me that head on. So I'm prepared to introduce you.
I love Flat, man.
So I don't think anyone will eavesdrop on us.
Okay. Just
Who am
talking
I
to
talking
Waver.
I instruct modern
Yeah.
employees at the clock tower. However, this other name should ring a bell for you.
Waver Velvet.
Call me Waver Velvet.
Yeah,
I
baby.
was a third-rate mage who years ago participated in the Holy Grail War of
But that's outside of Watcher's observation range.
Man, Watch is
Though,
insane.
the number of actual forces is probably 46.
Lord Elmalloy II. He's a greater armchair detective than the rumors say.
I know, right?
Didn't I tell you? There are moles everywhere. They're what you'd call corrupted cops.
Oh, really?
Police chief surely
Corruption
wouldn't
in
think
the
a member of
police?
Clan
No
Hamilton.
way.
Make no mistake about that.
That girl, will she be murdered?
I hope not.
Does that bother you?
It bothers me.
I think perhaps it does.
Are you hesitating?
How to do something like that?
Well, you know you have an instinct for that girl not to get hurt. So follow that.
I know where that vampire is hiding out.
I want to have a direct conversation with you. Would you be open to that?
Yeah, yeah, yes, okay.
One person I'd like to get rid of. Stage it like an accident or a natural death.
Uh-huh.
Thou cannot turn back if thou dost proceed.
Oh, boy.
And consume thee whole.
Oh.
I would sacrifice every last
Now,
trace
what?
of
Who
witchcraft
is that assassin?
States.
Just a skeleton. It's Skeletor.
The police chief wants to use the Holy Church to his advantage.
Oh, I forgot about.
You'll deal with one master.
I forgot
and
about the
only
priest
if the
hunter.
operation calls for it.
And who might you be? Surely not a police officer.
I'm Berserker's master. See?
See?
Hero of the Grail War? Apologies in advance if this seems rude, but is about 70% of your body made of machines?
He's so perceptive, so quick.
Couldn't fully understand it at first, but that's amazing! I can't say that I've met a cyborg before! Can you launch or maybe drills to the heavens?
Gurren Lagann.
It does extend 3 meters.
Can I shake your hand?
Oh
To
man.
see that you've got fantastic.
These two are perfect for each other.
It's unorthodox. Father Hansa revealing his hand to a mage.
I forgot all of his awesome nuns.
about it.
Our only objective is securing Tsubaki Kuroka, a master. Please make
Oh
sure
my
not
god,
to
I love her
infiltrate
design
any
too.
of the civilians.
The design of the women in
I'm a
this,
survivor of a past
I mean, the design of everyone in this show
that
is
applies
incredible.
To Lord Elmalloy II.
The police chief deserves our gratitude. Your mentor also performed admirably.
Yeah, that went well.
It's the obvious thing to do.
Yeah, it's a kid.
Me, for the sake of someone else, no less.
Oh well, he's
My
following his
reason is simple.
instinct, and he's good at that.
But before that, I'm flat of the Elmalloy classroom.
No, he's really
Abandon my
inspired
child
by
would be the same as
Waver.
betraying Professor. I thought you'd be in total opposition. Reaching out to save a girl doesn't forward that goal, right?
I was influenced by you and that mentor of yours.
Really?
Then that makes us two of a
You
kind.
being legit.
Students of the Elmalloy classroom.
That's kind of nice.
Harbored within you is a great. You will always be able to overcome the divergence within yourself.
Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. What the fuck? I was enjoying that nice conversation between them. Seems like Jack was... Oh my god, Cerberus? What the fuck is this? Backstage of a third-rate comedy. Bam, 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 ba-da-ba-da-da-da. Wow, another fantastic episode. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, I liked that a lot. I mean, we got some good Flat content, which is good because I feel like it's been a little while. Like Flat, you know, was introduced to us early on in the show, you know, and we got to get to know him a little bit early in the show. Which also, like I'm glad that I watched like the 3 or 4 episodes of the Lord Elmaloy case files before I watched this show. Like I didn't watch the whole series. You can go back and watch my episode 0 or episode 1 reaction to find out how much I watched. But I didn't watch the whole series, but I watched like a few episodes because I was like, I want to get a vibe for this because I hear some characters from this come back in Fate Strange Fake. And then Flat came back, and it's like I'd at least minorly gotten to know who Flat was. I didn't get to know a ton about him because I didn't watch that many episodes, but I got to know him enough that I was like, I like this guy, he seems cool. And then now we move into Fate Strange Fake, and then we got introduced to him, and I immediately liked him and loved his dynamic with Jack the Ripper. But then we haven't seen him do much for a bit, which makes sense because they have a lot of characters to introduce. And Flat also is pretty, like, I don't want to say he's pretty simple because he's not, clearly. There's a lot of complexity to his character and a lot that's going on behind the scenes. But he is, like, at the very least, easy to understand the base concept of his character, I think. Which is, like, he's a positive guy who wants to do the right thing and be friends with people, but he's also, like, prodigious. He's very... he's excellent with magecraft, surprisingly so, right? So like that base character concept. Now there's more to it, clearly, because I mean there was also that whole like opening scene we saw where he like was clearly, when he came to Lord Elmaloy's classes, he was like harboring a fake smile. And immediately was picked up by Waver and was like, what the fuck are you fake smiling for? So, like, clearly there's more to him than that, but the base concept of his character is easy enough to understand that they don't need to spend that much time on it, and that they have to go around introducing everyone else first, right? Whereas, like, trying to introduce the base concept of, like, the soldier, you know, the nameless soldier, there's a little bit more to it than that. You know, you have to figure out a bit more about him to understand the kind of character that he is, or Francesca. Like these characters are weirder and stranger and harder to like get through to who exactly they are. But yeah, so I've been excited for more Flat content, and it hasn't disappointed so far. That scene, that's such a great scene. I love when you can do scenes, and like I feel like the Fate series does this very well. This is something that I want to commend the Fate series on generally. When you can do scenes where you have both sides of the conflict seem like they're very, what's the term I'm looking for? Formidable. Like they're making the right decisions, and they're doing they're both proving their strength, but one side comes out on top. That's really great to me. I really love when series are able to pull off that feeling of like, oh my god, they're both so powerful and they're both so good at what they do that I don't know like who's got the upper hand here. Oh, this person, you know, this person has the upper hand. Like to be able to show a plan like Flat and Jack the Ripper had of like infiltrating the police station, that plan, to show that with such strength that we see how that the plan is so good that it completely overwhelms Orlando. Like it completely beats him at every turn. And yet I still came out of that going like, wow, Orlando's really impressive. You know, like that's amazing. Is you want to be able to simultaneously show that Flat beat him at every turn, while also showing that Orlando's really fucking good. And so yeah, I really enjoyed that scene because it's like, you know, that it wasn't just as simple as Flat came in and they disguised himself as his bodyguard or whatever and then got away with it. But it was like, instead it was like, no, Orlando really, really quickly figured out what the fuck was going on. Like immediately clocked, you're not Vera. I think her name is Vera. You're not her. I've got these IC chips or whatever in our neck. I know exactly where she is. I'm not getting fooled by you. And like that sort of thing is just really dope. But at the same time, for Flat to be able to go, well, you caught us, but also like I've got Jack the Ripper throughout every place of this facility, and also I've beaten your demon dogs that you sent on me in half a second. For all of that to work out is very good. I like it. But yeah, so I really enjoyed that scene a lot. I thought that was a very fun way to show off those two characters' proficiencies and now have them working together. It's great because I love Orlando and I love Flat and I love Jack the Ripper. And I kind of like Castor as well, which makes me like one of my other favorite scenes of this episode was Castor talking about. So I don't know who Castor's supposed to be. Don't spoil it for me in the comments. But I don't know who Castor's supposed to be. But we do know he's not Shakespeare. Like I think my first guess was Shakespeare just because he was like clearly a writer. And so I was like, who's the most famous writer of all time? Probably Shakespeare. So that was my first thought, was like, oh, this might be William Shakespeare. But now we know he was inspired by Shakespeare. Well, kind of. He was inspired by a Shakespeare play. So it has to be someone who lived after Shakespeare, but is still a writer. He mentioned writing plays and novels. So I don't know, like, could it be Charles Dickens or something? I don't know. I don't know when Charles Dickens was around. Let me see. Charles Dickens. I know this, you're gonna laugh at me because, yeah, okay. Charles Dickens was 1812, is when he was born, right? And Shakespeare was way before that. Shakespeare was 1564. So like maybe it could be someone like Charles Dickens. I don't know. Did Charles Dickens ever write plays? I guess I know he wrote books. Novelist, journalist, short story writer, and social critic. It doesn't say playwright there. Maybe he didn't write any plays. So maybe it can't be Charles Dickens. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of like really. I'm kind of glad if it's not Charles Dickens because I don't like Charles Dickens. I mean, to be fair, I think I've only read one. I've only read Great Expectations, but I didn't like it. I read it in university, and I really did not like that book. But what about who am I thinking of? There's another playwright, very famous, that I'm trying to get in my head, but I can't get it out. Whatever, doesn't matter. We'll hopefully find out eventually, or maybe we won't ever find out. But anyway, I loved his scene because this is something that this is a theme that I really find interesting and I really agree with. This idea of, he was saying, I saw a performance of Hamlet and it really moved me. It really inspired me. I loved it. Then I found out about the real work of Hamlet, like the original, and I went and saw that, and I saw like, holy shit, the original work of Hamlet is crazy, and like the work that I saw was nothing like that. Like, clearly it completely changed the essence of the piece. But I'm not gonna pretend that the original thing didn't move me, and that I love that. That is what I love, you know? Because I feel like that is something that I feel so strongly with people will say like that, and this is a huge thing in like the anime, manga, you know, fandom, is people will very often, they'll be like, okay, there's the original manga and it's incredible, and then there's the anime, and like my first experience might be the anime, and I will watch the anime and I'll be like, that was awesome, that was incredible, I love that. And then people will be like, well, actually, you know, like sometimes it'll be like there's a character and I'll be like, I love the way they did this character. And then people will be like, they changed that completely from the manga. It was like way better in the manga. That character, they ruined that character, blah, blah, blah. They did all this, right? And then maybe I'll go and look at the way the manga did it and I'll be like, yeah, you know what? They did do that character completely differently. That character is nothing like it was in the manga. They did completely change that up. But I was really affected by the character that they made in the anime. So I'm not gonna go, well, it's so different, therefore it's shitty. You know, I can't do that, because who was their intended audience, someone who hasn't read the manga, who was just watching this for the first time, was really moved by what they did. And I think that is what's important, you know? sometimes adaptations especially have to like make changes, and sometimes they choose to make changes because they think it'll be more impactful for the type of story that they're telling. And I think that is it's something that sometimes people find hard to grasp, you know? Now, sometimes, I feel like a lot of the time when there's like a bad adaptation, people are like, the adaptation was bad because they weren't faithful to the material. And in a way that's right, because it's like, if they were just purely faithful to the material, they probably would have had a baseline level of quality, you know? At the very least, the story would have been good and the characters would have been good, even if the way that they portrayed them wasn't good, you know? So I understand the sentiment behind it, but I think it really doesn't do justice to the fact that like sometimes that's not what adaptation of something should be about, you know? Sometimes like what you're seeing is like they did a bad job, not because they weren't faithful, but because they didn't succeed at what they were trying to do. I think the One Piece live action is, I'm so glad that the One Piece live action came out, because I can now use it as like an example of like what I think is a really, really great adaptation. One Piece working in live action, it feels like, I think every single person said before the One Piece live action came out, this series does not work in live action. It will not ever work in live action. It's too ridiculous. There's too much shit going on in the world. That like the characters have an energy that you wouldn't be able to portray in live action. The art style doesn't work. Like the silliness mixed with the seriousness, like none of it is going to work. It's like a thing that will only work in the manga and anime space. And then the live action came out, and most people were very surprised that like, hang on, this kind of really works. And it's because they did a great combination of here's the essence of the original that matters, and then they transitioned it into, and here's how we can make it work in live action, and we'll change a bunch of stuff, but we'll still try to make it work in live action, you know? Their adaptation wasn't, we're gonna cut this and cut this and cut this. Their adaptation was instead like, what if we took this element from later on and put it here so it affects here better and makes this more easy to understand for a live action audience, and for a shorter amount of time. Like we have to tell characters, like for example, we have to tell people about Arlong, instead of having Arlong come out of nowhere in the Arlong Park arc and have him not have us not really understand his deal or whatever, because we don't have enough time to explore that character. Let's bring Arlong back into earlier arcs and have him be sort of in the background as a looming threat, so that at least when we get up to that, it's like this has been built up for several episodes now, you know? And like stuff like that. Let's you know, instead of having Kobe just show up in the show at the very start and then disappear forever seemingly in the live action, we want to give him a proper role to show that these characters like matter and that they will come back. So instead we have a whole side plot with Kobe and Helmeppo and Garp, and that whole thing is going to go throughout the season, even though we never saw that stuff in the anime, or at least we saw it in little bits but not to the way that they showed it. So that, you know, we can bring the audience in on that. It's like these are complete changes, but it really like shows that they understand the source material to be able to adapt it like that. So anyway, the point is, Caster did a speech about like the idea of like something being fake doesn't mean it doesn't have value, and that I think is really strong. Like just because the work that you took in isn't the original work and isn't necessarily that similar to the original, it doesn't mean you can't be affected by it. So he was using it as a metaphor for himself, because he is a fake caster. This is a fake Holy Grail War. He's a fake caster. He's like, technically my noble phantasms aren't real. They're not real noble phantasms. Doesn't mean that it isn't gonna win you this battle. You know, like doesn't mean my powers are shitty. Like you can make the most out of what I'm about to give you. Because even if I'm a fake servant, I'm gonna be the best damn fake servant you've ever seen, where maybe I'll surpass the real thing, you know? I really liked that. Like, it gives me a lot to think about. It gives me a lot to talk about. I like that a lot. But yeah, I just really enjoyed this this episode a lot. I can't wait to see the next one. Seems like we're gonna see Cerberus. Like, there was Alcades was riding Cerberus at the end there. So seems like we're gonna see that. Anyway, that was Fate Strange Fake episode 8. Thank you for joining me. Make sure to support the video if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing, and go to my Patreon account for full-length early access and exclusive videos. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.